U.S. flight delays continuing to spike as the government shutdown dragging on. Air traffic controllers are calling in sick and in some cases resigning over not being paid. Joining us right now is Nick Daniels. He's the president of the National Air Traffic Controllers Association. Just tell us straight up, how dire is the situation at this point?
Well, first, I want to start with saying our sincere condolences to our UPS family, all the citizens of Louisville, Kentucky, and the controllers at SDF dealing with the situation on top of the longest shutdown in history, the stresses, the frustration, and now having to try to open that airfield back up, move aircraft in and out just goes to show the importance of what we do day in and day out. But the delays, as they continue to mount, I don't think this is a surprise to anyone. That when you stop paying people for 36 days, issues are going to mount, situations are going to build on an already stretched thin system where we're 3,800 certified controllers short. There's only 10,800 certified controllers running the system where there should be 14,633. And just this reminds us of the importance of what we do day in and day out, the stresses, the burdens, the pressures that air traffic controllers take on, and every single one of us feels this.
When you think about the safety issues, as a flyer yourself, would you feel comfortable being in the air right now?
I do. I am comfortable in the air only because of the hardworking men and women, these American patriots that have gone in, day out, that are the rope in this tug of war game on policy disagreements that have nothing to do with them. They continue to show up. They're professionals and do their job. But our job is to talk about when there is risk in this system on behalf of that flying public. And that's what should give them comfort, is knowing that that's why we're calling this out and why we're being such fierce advocates for the end of this shutdown, is that we want to ensure their safety. And as Secretary Duffy has said, as we see it, as this risk grows of air traffic controllers that have to be 100% of the time are dealing with these additional stresses, these additional pressures, many air traffic controllers not being able to put gas in their car, not being able to pay for childcare, then we're going to have to slow this system down to ensure that safety and those standards stay as high as they are. Yes, air traffic controllers are feeling the impact of it. We're having to report and work with management. Every time it's being seen, it's going to be different each day of what facility it's in or where it's at in the country, because every person's life circumstances are different. And there's no way we should be in this situation in running what should be the gold standard of America, American airspace system, that this is what we're having to talk about.
Nick, we're closing in on Thanksgiving, which is going to be, as you know, a shockingly busy holiday season in terms of just pure traffic. What does that look like in terms of, how many flights do you think would ultimately have to get canceled? What kind of delays would that look like? I think it's important to put it out there. There are a lot of policymakers who are going to be watching you right now.
I think there's a couple of things that we have to take into account even first. We have less controllers today than we did in 2019 when the government shutdown lasted 35 days. We're 300 to 400 certified professional controllers shorter than then. If we're talking about somehow going into the holiday season and this shutdown not ending now and immediately, I've done this job for 27 years between the United States Marine Corps, 23 years for the FAA, and to somehow fathom that we could go into the holiday season still in a government shutdown, I can't even begin to predict what the impacts will be across this country. 3-hour TSA wait lines will be the least of our worries. We will see a system that has so many issues inside of it that we'll do everything we can and be the professionals that show up and try to move the aircraft across the airspace. But at the same time, we can't make the impossible possible if it's just going to be putting us in an impossible situation.
Hey, Nick, I am sorry to hear what's happening here. I apologize that we're not doing the right thing by paying all of your members at this point. The feeling to me is that the longer this goes on, the more pain it inflicts, and you might start to see more and more repercussions through the system, even on a day-by-day basis. If they were to resolve this week, reopen the government, how long would it take for things to get back to normal, albeit a reduced form of normal than we've seen since 2019? But how long would it take for things to rebound and get back to normal for the air traffic controllers?
It's not going to happen overnight. We've been in this shutdown for so long. At this point, I don't think we'll actually see the damage that it's caused until well after the shutdown ends. We're seeing air traffic controllers resign from this career and profession. Last shutdown, we saw many of the air traffic controllers take up second jobs. We've seen that this time as well, which introduces risk into the system. When your air traffic controller works a day shift, has to go and drive Uber, in the evening, then try to catch some rest. Well, most of these air traffic controllers right now are on 6-day work weeks, 10 hours a day, only 4 days off in a month, balancing their work with their families. And right now, they're saying, I can't continue to do this because I can't even get a second job, so I'll just resign. That's the repercussions of this prolonged shutdown. So is it going to happen overnight? Absolutely not. It's going to take weeks to recover. Air traffic controllers, even if they open the government today, we won't see the pay that we rightfully earned, for over 2 to 2.5 months after this. So you're going to have air traffic controllers still contending with not having the money they should have in their pockets today because of a policy disagreement in Congress.